everyone. Welcome to Adapty Talks Podcast series. I'm really so excited for this episode today because now I have a special guest, Slava, and we've been talking for a while to make this podcast happen. And today, finally, we're together here and we'll be talking about some current stage of the mobile app industry. And it's been really crazy years. Maybe after OpenAI released ChatGPT and the increase of the LLM tools in the industry, and it's like a crazy, everyone is trying to be mobile app founder, indie developer, and we'll be talking about some updates, some mobile apps, monetization, paywalls, growth, and this kind of stuff. And I wanna say welcome to Slava. Welcome. How are you?
All good. Thanks for asking, and thanks a lot for the warm introduction. It's been a while since our last episode, many years ago, so I'm happy to be here and happy to talk about mobile apps market.
Yeah, I'm also I really love talking about mobile apps in my real life, with the friends and founders and community. We have really active community, Adapty community in worldwide, different locals, different languages, and that's why I really want to catch up with the founders. And I also like sharing some stories. It really helps other developers, other founders, and because the founders like you spent a lot of years, time, difficulties, some problems to learn. Maybe you lost some money for your learnings. Some money,
Of
I
course,
don't.
we definitely lost some money during our past.
Yeah, it's really expensive learning. I would say the funding and being a founder of a mobile app, and that's why I'm so excited to record this talk and share with the community. Maybe we can start with knowing more about you. How did you start? Because I think it's your 10 years or 15 years in mobile apps.
Oh my God,
Could
oh my gosh, I'm not, I'm so old.
No, you look.
Uh,
When did you start, actually?
uh, so it's a very good question because I believe that my career starts at university when I first time saw iPhone. It was an amazing experience when you interact with this device, you can play games, you can launch some cool applications. It was something really unique. So it was a wow. But if we're talking about like my professional career, probably it was 2014 when I joined Apple team. It was quite big publisher of non-gaming apps. So I was user acquisition manager at that time. So I was responsible for marketing on Facebook. Oh yeah, it's even before Instagram. So yeah, it was Meta, the main channel that time. And moreover, we had paid apps. You can just imagine that. So there was no subscription. We did have freemium versions already, but some of our revenue was generated by paid apps. And moreover, we can do user acquisition for paid applications. Now when I say it to you, it sounds insane, but that was the reality. It was the beginning of user acquisition and the beginning of probably mobile growth, as we know, global mobile market now.
Yeah, and then you started as a marketer, right? For user acquisition, or have you ever built, I mean, just for you started for marketing, or have you
I
ever?
graduated from mathematics and mechanic faculty. So I supposed to be engineer, but I never like uh, be developer. So I was really interested in how to promote mobile products, how to build mobile products. But at that time, I didn't have enough knowledge, didn't have enough like skills to build products. So my focus was to understand the funnel, how we acquire users, how we calculate ROI or ROAS, how we uh, work with creative, with analytics, and etc., with different advertising networks. So after a few years, I switched to product team. So still at Apollon, I was responsible for a few apps at the different stages of their life. So it was Weather Live, one of the biggest weather forecast app on App Store and Google Play. It was old product, already successful. Also, the second one was Plans Live. It was in soft launch. So the product was already built, like a few versions, but the question was how to enhance monetization, how to build the right unit economy. So that was the main challenge. So with Weather Life, it was developing of the old app. With Plans Life, it was understanding how we can actually earn money here. And the third app was Productive, which was acquired from indie developer, Australian, as far as I remember. So here was another challenge to integrate new app into portfolio, to add monetization, to start user acquisition. So it was an interesting time to learn a lot of new things about product management, how to operate with different apps, how to scale them. Yes, that was my beginning of my career. After Apollon, I was at EasyBrain, which is now one of the biggest game developer, casual games, board games developer. So there I was definitely like from the beginning a product manager of different apps, mostly music, a drum pad machine, groove pad. Also I helped with subscription integration across other apps like pixel art. So mostly entertainment. It was again another interesting period of my career where I was responsible for growing apps, for scaling them, a lot of A/B tests with paywalls, with different pricing models, duration, trial, no trial, and etc. And yes, after EasyBrain, I started with my partners a new company, Bootstrap, which the name is Onelight Apps, where we are focusing on photo and video category, subscription 99%, iOS plus Android. Yep. So in a few words, something like that. So feel free to ask me if you have any
Cool.
questions.
And I actually want to ask some questions about the difference between the years that you started building apps and this year's. Can you compare like something like what's the biggest change you've seen in the mobile app industry? Because you started with paid apps before Instagram, and now we have a lot of channels, TikTok, a lot of user acquisition platforms, social media. What do you think?
I mean, it was easier back then, but now you definitely have a lot of more information. You have a lot of more tools, infrastructure, communities. So you can do a lot of things now faster than it was before. And moreover, it was a lot of dramatic changes. So we can just remember subscription golden era, like around 2018 till the end of COVID. COVID growth was insane because everyone was staying at home and like spend a lot of time online. So it was a really, really good time for gaming companies, for mobile apps development company as well. Then iOS 14.5 release, which was horrible for the attribution. and create a lot of challenges for mobile app developers. But the market is still growing, and you can see a lot of success stories now with web to app funnels, web to web funnels, new user acquisition strategies with creating a lot of TikTok video or TikTok accounts, like so, trying to disrupt the distribution approaches. And of course, like new generative AI and large language models allows you to do a lot of things faster and cheaper than it was before. So it gives you a lot of opportunity now.
Yeah, definitely. Because I remember the times that without LLM tools, without AI, the localization of the apps, you were working with some freelancers, some companies you were sending the English text or content of your app, and then you were just waiting for days to just localize your app. But now you can just localize, not translation by the way, just really good localize your app in minutes maybe. I don't know.
Or
It's
seconds,
really
yeah.
crazy. Yeah, seconds.
It's a very good example, because before, to get a good localization, you need to send it for translation, then to proofreading. You have to find some freelancers or like some people who are native with this language to verify the translation. It could take like days or weeks, depends on how difficult is like the user interface or guidelines, any like information to localize. And it also costs you money, not only time. So you have to spend like hundreds or a few thousands if you wanna do a few localizations. And now it costs nothing, like subscription to any large language model like ChatGPT or Gemini. So it's so easy and so fast, and the quality is amazing. And not only localization, you can do also support. You can automate customer support like up to, I don't know, 80% probably. You can write code faster. Moreover, you can generate creatives with help of different services like Veos Free or Clink or Sora. Maybe not the best choice, like Midjourney. So, or combination of them, depends what you want to get. So you don't need like you need less people now, and that's create a lot of advantage, because it's easier to manage. You can iterate faster. It's way cheaper, so you can get more data with less effort and with less amount of money.
Yeah, definitely. I remember those days. And as you mentioned, it was not really cheap. It was expensive service, and you were spending your time and your money to get the localization. And yeah, I'm waiting for the era of the AI creatives. It's not the best times yet, but we will see some services for AI creatives, I would say, because Nano Banana, for example, it's really great tool. You're just sending a prompt and you're getting ready to use. It's really working good with the static images, for example. And as far as I know, Google Ads, they have internal tool for creating AI creatives. It's also good, I would say, but I'm waiting for the better options to just send the idea and create the creative. It would be really
Yeah, I
great.
mean, we don't need to wait alone, because like almost every a few days you can check something new. So new releases, new models, updates. And Nano Banana Pro is absolutely amazing. I mean, the quality of the generation is it's fantastic, and I believe like in the end of this year we will see a lot of new things, a lot of new significant updates. So it's interesting time right now. I mean, You just need to understand what you want to achieve and what tools are the best for your goals right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, a lot of people, they're trying to release new apps, and it's getting easier and easier because I have some friends, they're just completing an app in just an hour, for example. They're because the speed is really incredible. And is it actually harder to win? I mean, being successful on the App Store or Play Store, or what do you think about this? It's coming with another challenges.
It's definitely different because the first question is how we define success, because success for a different person or companies could be quite different. So, I mean, earn 5K per month, or I don't know, generating 10 million recurrent revenue annually. It's completely different measuring of success. But I understand your question. So right now, you cannot rely on just the idea that you can create a product or an app and it's going to be successful itself. So you will get less organic than like 2 years ago or 5 years ago, or for sure 10 years ago, because App Store and Play Market both became more and more crowded. Moreover, the platform are trying to show more ads because it's more beneficial for them. They earn a lot of money from that. As you know, Apple search ads will introduce new placement and also new design of the placement. So it's easier to create something like new app, new application, new web service. But from the other side, it's more difficult to, maybe not difficult, it's different to find a way for the distribution, because you definitely need to find your strategy for marketing, for sales, for distribution. You need to understand how you're going to sell it, through what channels, and how you're going to compete with other solution or with other competitors. So now you have better variety of channels, more networks, more options, but from the other side you have a higher competition. So that's how it works now.
I definitely agree because it's most challenging part, the marketing part, for these days, because marketing still is a challenging platform, because user acquisition spends are getting higher and higher. The competition is getting higher, and you're also an experienced marketer and you've been doing it for years. What advice you can give to founders for being how they can learn scaling apps on platforms, for example, how to choose the best platform? I mean, not best actually, but if you start from zero today, for example, I can pre-imagine the question. If you start from the zero, how would you start your app business, maybe?
It's a very good question. Sometimes I'm thinking about it. So I don't have, and probably there is no 100% right answer. It could be different strategies. But for me, what is important is to identify what is so exciting personally to me, so I can do that for the next, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, to get enough data to learn a lot of new things, to improve it, to do iterations, so to increase the chances to be successful. Because it's going to be a process. You cannot achieve the amazing results tomorrow or like next week. It's almost impossible. I mean, there is like a very low chance, but you have to do a lot of things to increase the probability of your success. So summarize the probabilities. And so the first thing is to define what is the topic, or what is the direction which could be so excited and interesting specifically to you. So you can be better than average person in this market. So you create some advantage. The second thing is the market should be big enough, because if you are the best on small market, so the top results you can get is quite limited. So you definitely need to understand how you're going, like what is the capacity, what is the market size, what could be your best results. Because even if you create monopoly, which is almost impossible right now, if the market is too small, you do not achieve significant results. Define probably goals and definition of success, because if you want to, like, I don't know, earn 5-10K per month, it's one strategy. If you want to create a huge company with high valuation, it's totally different strategy. If you want to create just a cash cow business, medium size, it's also another strategy. So you have to be you have to answer, like, honestly, what is your goal right now, and based on that probably build your own strategy. And of course, you have to be flexible and open to do a lot of iteration to analyze the data and to define the next steps based on data you receive. Otherwise, you are wasting your time, resources, and money if you do not measure it. Hope this answers your question.
Yeah. And also you mentioned data several times. I think it's also the most important thing for the app business. And most of the founders, they really, how can I say, maybe they don't know how to read the data and how to predict the future revenue, for example. And as far as I know, you've been using Adapty for some time, and maybe I can ask how founders can use tools like Adapty. Which metrics is most important for you? For example, maybe I can ask just, let's say you're checking some app and you will check the data. Which metric is the most important for you, or what kind of metrics you're checking if the app is successful or not?
Okay. I think curious.
A couple of questions.
A couple of questions. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's move step by step. So regarding Adapty, what I admire most is Adapty team. It's not like a promotion. I really love how you like grow your team, because it's super smart, reliable, fast, and it's a pleasure to work with that kind of third party. Second, as far as I understand Adapty strategy, you are building an ecosystem. So you provide different services like A/B testing, subscription verification, analytics, factoring, LTV predictions, web-to-web funnels builder, Apple Search Ads tools that maybe even, and I'm sure new releases are coming. So you create, you allows publisher to use already well-made infrastructure, so the developer can focus on core functions, marketing, like customer support, so they can focus on growth instead of like thinking about how to build things, how to what to use, how to use, and it also save a lot of time and energy. So it's very nice to have this kind of services right now. This is the first question. The second, how I measure success, it's also a very good one. So for me, it's important to understand a few things. First of all, it's trend. So trend for the app and for the vertical. Is it like growing, or it's flat or negative? What's going on last 30 days, 12 months, all time? Because it allows you to understand like where the market is going, and is it make sense to like to invest more, or maybe you should invest more in a new product instead because this vertical is like dying, for example. It could be. Second part is understanding what are you doing better than competitors. So it could be better higher retention, or you understand marketing channels, or you do better creatives. So it should be some in best case unfair advantage. For example, health and fitness is super competitive niche, super competitive market, very expensive user acquisition. So who are successful there now? Companies who are doing good job with web to web funnels, because there is less regulation, less commission fee. Cost of acquisition is a few times higher than on mobile, but at the same time LTV is like 3-4 times higher. So with this amount of with this LTV, you can acquire like significantly more traffic, and you could be more successful than other competitors. Or I don't know, it was a good example for health and fitness as well, when guys use a lot of TikTok, mini and micro influencers, because it's disrupting of the marketing channels. So you do not compete with that allows developer to acquire users cheaper and from different sources, what create again an unfair advantage comparing to others. So it's definitely crucial to understand what are you doing better than other players right now. It's the second thing which is important, and the third one, it's data-driven approach. So when you have a better LTV prediction system, when you do more A/B testing, when you have better analytics and understanding of user behaviors, like your funnel looks better than funnels for other products, it again allows you to acquire more users, they stay longer, you earn money. So in the end, it's like data-driven business. Otherwise, you cannot grow, because even if you acquire a lot of users but your retention is low, you cannot grow. You can be probably at the same level, but it's a pain. And you spend a lot of money. And again, as you mentioned, now marketing budgets are significantly higher. So who is calculating who predict LTV better, who can do that for a longer period of time, and who doing better job in terms of creatives and the whole marketing production part. Probably they are now doing and achieve better results than the others.
I'm talking, as I mentioned before, I'm talking a lot of indie developers and founders. They have now different strategy for social media, organic. They are testing a lot of channels to get users. Some founders, they are testing the creatives first on social media, like just for reels or TikTok posts. If they get impression and engagement from the socials, and then they're transferring it to paid channels. What do you think about this strategy? I'm just trying to share with the listeners. Does it make sense? Or
I think it might, if it's a content app, especially where the content is a crucial part of the app, it might be a good strategy to operate with less budget to save some money for tests, especially if it's like a small developer. So now algorithm on Instagram and TikTok, it's absolutely cutting edge. So if you can get attention through Reels or TikTok videos, it might give you a signal that it also could be a good creative, or you can use this content inside the app, or both. But for a bigger publisher, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because they operate with bigger budgets. They can, from what I hear, some of the players can test, I don't know, thousands of creatives, or like 10, 20 thousands per month. So they need to think about how to automate that, how to manage and control that. So they don't think about just trying to use less amount of money for tests. They're like on another level. So it depends. You should understand where you are right now and try to be as much productive and as much, what is the proper word, efficient, so you can get more data with less effort and with less expenses.
Yeah, thank you. And this is the question I got from the community a lot. Let's say you want to scale an app, or you just release the app and you want to scale it. Which platform, I mean, which ad platform would you start with? I mean, because I'm getting a lot of questions about, for example, Google Ads for iOS, and a lot of challenges on Google Ads to acquire users. Maybe it could be also an advice for our community.
It's a great question, but the answer is where are you now? Because if it's Android app, definitely Google is a good channel for you. If it's iOS app, Google won't be your priority in most cases because it's not so easy with UI campaigns or with building a search. It's not super complicated, but at least it requires some knowledge and some budgets. So let's try to make some kind of algorithm. So if it's a non-gaming app, so probably an iOS app, Apple Search Ads is the easiest channel to work with. It has some limits. It's not the cheapest one, but it gives you a lot. The platform is easy to manage. The attribution is cheap because it's from Apple, so it costs nothing to you. And also the quality, it's high because there is no fraud. You can earn relevant users. So Apple Search Ads is a good channel. Also, if it's Android, as I mentioned, Google is a good choice for a lot of developers just because Google has all the information. So they know a lot of things about users, and it's easy to launch first campaigns for Android app on Google. Then, if it's not gaming, I believe Meta is still one of the major source for a lot of verticals. So Meta is definitely a great source of traffic, especially for entertainment, for photo and video, for music, a lot of markets and a lot of apps. If we're talking about gaming, AppLovin is doing an incredible job over the last few years. They increased their market share, I don't know, multiple times. So for gaming, I think AppLovin now is one of the major player. So if you do games, you should check this network. But I know it's not easy for small developers because AppLovin they don't allow you to join the platform unless you do not have some budget at least. So this is also might be, like a trigger to understand, can you work with this network or not? Depends on their requirements. So can you start campaign with small budget or not? Do you need to create expensive creatives like playable, or you can start just with static banner and you can generate them in Nano Banana Pro or Midjourney. So in this case, probably Meta is a great way to start. Yeah, Apple Search Ads and Google, you don't need to create creatives, at least it's in the beginning. So these two channels, one for iOS and then for Android, a really good choice with high quality users. And if you're small developer, which probably this question came from, you might try to build a community. So you can try TikTok, you can try Instagram or Reddit. So you can try to get first users from these sources. For sure, it's not a scalable approach. It's difficult to scale organically the amount of users from this source, but it could be it could be useful because you can build a loyal audience and get a lot of insights regarding the quality of your product, regarding features, regarding issues. So it might be another strategy to build and try to collect some organic. I'm not an expert here. I want to mention that. So I'm more experienced in paid acquisition channels, but it doesn't mean that you cannot use community and build or try to build community around the product.
Thanks for the detailed answer. And you already mentioned, but I want to remind it again. In Adapty, we have a new tool for Apple Search Ads. You can just manage your campaigns and calculate the ROAS of your campaigns and in detailed by keyword level. Because as you know, it's the most important part is calculating ROAS for Apple Search Ads campaigns. And it was actually a common request from our community. Everyone they were asking us to launch these ROAS calculations and Apple Ads Manager. And now we have in Adapty, and we have a free trial. If you want to try it, you can just start a free trial and test the campaigns. And I know because I'm also, I really like the Apple Search Ads platform personally, because there is huge opportunity in Apple Search Ads, and we are also releasing some new updates on this tool. If you want to test it, as I mentioned, you can just test it on our platform. And yeah, I think I asked all of my questions and non-planned questions, personal questions to you. And maybe we can finalize with your predictions about the mobile app industry. We talked about how we began to this year with the rise of the new apps, new AI features. What do you see in the future of mobile apps? What will we see? New updates, or what are your thoughts about it?
That's a very good question. So to understand where the market is going, so one of the huge trend over the last 2 probably years, it was web to app funnels and web to web funnels as well. As I mentioned already, so we personally as a company haven't achieved significant results, but I know a lot of examples like health and fitness company, also Glam AI, Higgs World. A lot of companies are building huge businesses bigger than just mobile developer company business with help of web. So it's still, and it's already, and it will be one of the trend for the coming years, I believe. The second one is, of course, AI and generative AI, because it allows you, as I mentioned already, do a lot of things faster, cheaper, with less amount of people. You don't need to understand how to write the code, or you don't need to understand how to use Photoshop or Adobe Premiere, which are not super easy for beginners. So you can create a lot of things just with idea and do some work with the prompting, which is not super difficult, at least for the beginning. So generative AI is gonna be a trend. So far, being honest, I don't like the quality of services which helps you to build an app. So I'm not talking about Cloudy. I'm not talking about copilots for the engineers. I'm talking about like text to app, or like, I don't know how it's called, prompt to app.
Coding apps, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So the quality is, from what I see so far, is not enough to build a really high quality app. But again, it probably is a question of time. So let's talk about this in the end of the year. So probably we can find some new models or new services. So you can build even really high quality app with help of AI. And what else? What I am personally excited that now you can have less amount of people. It gives you a lot of opportunities. So because it's easier to manage team, you can move faster, you can iterate more, you can get more data from the product or from signals from the market. You can check more hypotheses in shorter period of time, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, it's super excited because before to build a product, you have to first collect a team, like to build a proper team, to hire engineers, to hire motion designers, a lot of people to do like localization managers we talked already. So now you do not need so many people, and it gives a lot of opportunities to launch new products with less amount of people. And we already saw huge examples like uh, Lovable. Their team is not so big. More companies are coming. Of course, it's not like mobile app developers business, but the same. It's going to be everywhere. So for building the products now, you need less money, less people, less time. So that's amazing.
Yeah. Um, yeah, thanks for this answer and all of your advices. And thank you again for joining our podcast today. It was really great to talking to you, and I also got some answers personally from you because um, I just wanted to thank you again for joining. If you want to add something, yeah, I think I asked all of the questions, and we can finalize the episode for today. And I also want to thank you for all of our listeners. If you like this episode and our talk, you can share with your friends. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel that we're releasing our podcast, and I'll have more episodes coming in. Please don't forget to follow us. And maybe we can also say what is the best way to reach you out? LinkedIn or sorry, how they can reach
LinkedIn
you
is
out?
LinkedIn is also a good option. I'm still thinking about launching my Telegram channel for a while, so maybe it's a good time to do that, to share some ideas. But yeah, so far LinkedIn is the best, and also might be Telegram, but depends how many people want to reach me. So my capacity is a bit limited, but I would be happy to help. And thanks for having me here. I'm always happy to talk about mobile apps market and with Adapty team. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will add your LinkedIn profile to the description. Yeah, thank you so much. See you in the next episodes. Bye bye, everyone.
Thanks, Murad. Have a nice day.
Thank you.